Meowdy, hi, how's it? Lolly ho, everybody. What's that? Welcome to Satan's Kitchen. We're going to be making some Final Fantasy food today. Um, in the raiding scene, we eat smoked chicken because it gives you high determination, high crits, so you can get more damage. We eat a lot of this. Mira has made thousands upon thousands of smoked chickens for all of our raids. And I thought it's time to return the favor by making it in real life. Downside is that smoked chicken, there isn't a recipe for it in the Final Fantasy cookbook yet. The cookbook has been delayed, much like Endwalker, I know, sad. But I don't want to wait, so I'm deciding to do a test today. So there are no recipes. I shared recipes for the coffee biscuits. The recipes are what I do today. So I'll hopefully type everything up after the stream, but for right now, there's no recipes to follow along with. I can show you what we do have as a recipe real quick. This is really funny. This is our recipe. Chicken thighs, Frantolio oil, lemonettes, night peppers, cream top mushrooms, and salt. In our terms, this is olive oil, lemons, pepper, salt, and mushrooms. So I'm going to just try my best to make it as high quality as possible based off of these ingredients, and try a couple different techniques for imparting this flavor into the food. Oh, the music is non-existent. Here, I can fix that. Because I have the music currently on like 2. Because I downloaded the whole track.
Yeah.
There we go. I downloaded all the tracks finally, so now we're not playing off of Spotify. 100% high quality, yes. We'll find out if my technique results in like a failure. I might get to like 99% chance and then just fail anyways, you know, how we love that to happen. I'm also thankful that there's no Aether Sands in this because I have no idea what I would replace Aether Sand with, probably MSG to be honest.
Salt?
Yeah, it's just salt, it's just better salt. Electrically charged salt.
Like that pink Himalayan salt?
Yeah, that should be it, right? Okay, so I'm going to do 3 different techniques. One, I'm going to make a sauce. Well, 2 of them I'm going to make a sauce. So I'm going to cook up some mushrooms, and then make a marinade out of them. I'm going to marinate some of the chicken thighs. And then with the other half of it, I'm going to serve the sauce with the smoked chicken, seeing if there's really a difference between marinating it or not. And then I'm going to try the dry method of smoking where you make a powder and coat the chicken. So I got some mushroom powder here. So I'm going to make like a mushroom, lemon, salt, pepper rub for the chicken as well. So the sauce is going to take the longest and it needs to kind of cool a bit before I can marinate it. So I need to get those mushrooms going. So that's what I'm going to start with right now.
Where can you buy mushroom powder?
I got mine off Amazon. Amazon.com is where I got mine. You can also get dried mushrooms in the store. A lot of Asian markets carry dried mushrooms and then just blitz it yourself in a spice grinder or food processor, which is pretty convenient. So you might be thinking, okay, why am I going to buy a bunch of dried mushrooms? I'm going to use it for this one recipe and leave it aside. Dried mushrooms are actually very fantastic for adding flavor to a lot of soups and sauces. So if you're making like a stock or you're wanting to make like a hearty soup or something else like that, you can put the dried mushrooms in there and strain them out. And they give you that meaty flavor. There are 5 different tastes that we have on our tongue. So our nose does all the flavor, all those different other components. Those are all smells. Our tongue only does 5 tastes: sweet, sour, salty, bitter, and umami. umami is Japanese flavor word for delicious, also known for those meaty tastes. It's basically the breakdown of proteins into amino acids, and that breakdown creates that meaty taste in our mouth. So by adding mushrooms, you get a meaty flavor to it. It's similar to like using soy sauce or meat or something else like that. So fried mushrooms will help with a lot of your soups, sauces, and any kind of savory dish. It's very helpful in vegetarian cooking.
Yukari's in chat. Says sang.
Who's in chat?
Yukari.
Yukari! Hello! Why Yukari? Teacher Sang is coming. Oh, yeah. Welcome to Sang's Kitchen. You are going to get a lot of little random facts, food science facts. This is what I do. I heat up the oil in the pan. If you notice, I turn the heat on first and then add the oil. This actually makes the oil heat up a little bit faster because my pan has already gotten hot. So as soon as it hits the pan, it's kind of just spreads out and the oil kind of moves throughout it. If you put the oil in first and then heat it, it has to heat up the pan and the oil. And that kind of somehow actually makes it go a little bit slower. So I always heat up the pan, then add the oil until it dances or shimmers in the pan. You might also be wondering why I'm not dumping all the mushrooms in at once. The more you crowd your pan, the more moisture is in the pan, and the moisture prohibits browning. So if I do individual small pieces and give them space, it allows the mushrooms to actually get a nice brown on them, and that develops flavor. If I was wanting to go fast, I would just dump them all in and cook them, and I would still get some good flavor in there, but I want to get that Maillard browning effect. So I'm going to do them in packets. By the way, the music is completely randomized, so it might be random and it might get random intense music out odd spots. I've seen so many familiar faces. I'm seeing now Cyrotra.
You have fans.
Some of you guys, this is your first cooking stream. Granted, I've only had one before this, but still.
Carrie, I was supposed to tell you you're super cute. It's not a question, but I said I would relay things.
What? I'm sorry. It's really spiky over there.
Carrie has said to tell you that you're super cute because I told them if they had questions, we would relay them. Wasn't a question,
thank you.
But...
I'm feeling really cute. This coat's actually really nice. I think it fits nicely. It's not the right size because I could go like. There's a lot of stretchy fabric in it, so I'm gonna get smaller sizes. But I look cute and I'm feeling cute.
There you go.
I really don't want to turn on my fan too loud. I really need to. Whew. The mushrooms are already looking good. Let's see if I can turn up the volume on you guys to the max. Okay, you guys are as max as possible.
The fan isn't that loud. I barely hear it.
Oh, good, good, good. I can actually hear you guys now whenever you talk too. Yeah. I was very happy that Lulu shared the clip of my coffee. They were very good. I'm making some again soon to send to people. It's just a lot of people were like, I want some, and then haven't given me their address. So I've been waiting. So hopefully my FC mates will get to try it soon. Once I get these mushrooms in the pan, I'm going to show you guys how they look after they get out.
You really didn't cook them for that long.
They don't need to go for very long, especially if you're doing these smaller batches. the pan gets really hot, the oil saps out a lot of the moisture. And mushrooms, yeah, they do have some moisture to them, but they're relatively dry vegetables. Um, so if they don't have a lot of other moisture around them to like insulate them, they'll fry up really easily. So you can see, let's see, get a good camera angle. You'll see they have nice browning on them. This one right here, ooh, tough.
It looks delicious.
This one got real good. That's what I'm looking for on like all of them. I could have done other mushrooms, but the recipe called for cream tops, so I'm doing white. Honestly, for this kind of recipe, we'd want something super savory. So something like a maitake mushroom, or even just doing the Baby Bella's shiitakes would have been better. But I'm keeping to the Final Fantasy 4, so. I'm a little bit sad about the Endwalker announcement, but I'm also glad now because I don't have to do all the hoops I was jumping through for Thanksgiving. Because I was going to have to cook everything on Wednesday, so I'd limit the amount of time I'm away from Endwalker. So now I can actually, have a normal schedule and not have to worry about it.
Oh, dang!
Oh,
Thank
my
you.
God.
I hang out with cats at parties.
You guys
Oh
got kids at 10
my
subs.
gosh! Well, thank you so much. This is my buddy Will. Thank you. Thank you for 10 gifted 10. Thank you so much. Somebody gets
don't
hit at the
encourage
tree.
Oh, no.
What? What? You guys got quiet all of a sudden. Welcome. I hope you guys all enjoy the stream and all the new emotes. Oh, you know what? That time, I normally have an emote wall up, and I didn't set it up.
Crimson just gifted.
Yep, there it goes.
10
Oh,
subs.
he wanted his crown back. Thank you again so much, Crimson. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much for all the love and support. I really don't deserve you guys. You're amazing. I'm gonna cry.
Wait, this means you have to become a Lalafell.
Did my subs get that high? And there's a 31 days till Endwalker. Okay, guys, it's gonna happen. Aw, thank you, Will. I'm very glad to have been in your wedding. It was probably one of my favorite times. You can ask my FC mates. I came back and I've been talking about it ever since. Oh, come on, emote wall. What's going on here? Might have to check on the mushrooms before they burn. Emote wall, please. Add source. Add the current one. There we go. Here we go. So now the emotes will show up on the screen. I just really wanted the emote. I mean, it is Tate's emote. Thank you. Oh, thank you for the bits, Mira. There's 1,000 bits. Now you can raise the chocobo.
Yeah, it was 1,000 bits I had to have.
I actually, if I'm not wrong, I think that I can. I'm not going to do it now because I'm midstream, but I think I can move an emote now into tier 1, so everyone can do Santa Hero now. So all these emotes were made by Izumi VT on Twitch. They're amazing. I commissioned them, and they got me back, these adorable TV pictures of my teammates. We're getting to the small bits, so I'm going to kind of just put them in the pan and spread them out.
Yukari has redeemed a hydrate.
Oh, yep. No way. Well, now you guys can actually see me do it too. Wait, we have a level 5 hype train?
We do.
Yeah.
What the hell? That's amazing. Live action hype. Yeah, okay, here comes the bullying. Hydrating, I promise. What was I gonna say?
No cooks usually drink out of like leftover containers.
There you go.
No, so one of the most common things is it's called a core container. It's used all. I don't think I have any in here, but it's basically just like a cylinder that can hold a quart of liquid, and they just grab that, fill it with water, and drink out of that. It's not sanitary because it's open, so a lot of people are switching now to closed ones like these because you can avoid that. Did you just do 500 more bits, Mira?
Yeah. Well, listen. It was cheaper to buy 1,500 bits. Well, not cheaper. Cheaper in the long run.
I wasn't aware.
Well, thank you. Oh.
No, you just got
Okay.
another 500 more
Another
bits.
500 bits from now. Thank you so much, everybody. I really appreciate it. There we go. Oh. You guys see that fire?
Yes, it is.
Hello there.
We're getting some good flavor on those mushrooms.
Yes.
Bit war. Thank you
Hello there.
now for the 500 bits. Thank you, Mira, for the 500 bits. I don't know if I missed it. The mushrooms are not dying, I promise. They're beautiful. They look great right now. Such
Level
strong
5
support. Level
train
5
completed.
complete. Oh my gosh. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much. 20 subs, 2,000 bits. Insane. Okay. Guys, I'm going to stop streaming Final Fantasy and only stream cooking from now on. That's not true. I play too much Final
Bits and
Fantasy.
subs.
If I didn't play Final Fantasy, where would I get the inspiration for this stuff?
Yukari.
What did Yukari say?
She pulled the toga and said, basically, Toxic Woe has left the stream.
So soon the mushrooms are going to be done. I do need to prepare for that though. I need to get my lemon cut because I'm going to need to add the glaze with some lemon juice so that way I can make it better soft. I don't want to lose any of the flavor that's stuck in the pan right now. I gotta get my lemon ready for that. I could have salted the mushrooms, by the way, salt and pepper the mushrooms. I didn't because I want to kind of control how much I'm putting into the marinade. So I'm just cooking the mushrooms. I'm going to add lemon juice, olive oil, salt, and pepper, and then adjust it to taste. Oh, I'm not allowed to quit playing Final Fantasy? That is not, yeah, I will never quit. Well, that's not true. I won't say never. There is no plans in the future for me to quit playing this game because there's so much great content and everything else like that, but I don't know what happens in life. Final Fantasy 17 can come out, and it can be just as good. one thing I want to do, I play Final Fantasy with a lot of my friends, and as you can see, 3 of them are right here, Mira, Crimson, and Kirby.
Oh.
And I really like showing them off on my stream because I think they're funny and hilarious. They're amazing. Part of the reason why I started streaming. One of the things I do want to do is also show off my other friends. I'm trying to convince them to see if they'll do like a Jackbox or something on Twitch with me sometime, so that people can see, some of my local friends I play D&D with, and see how goofy and fun they are as well. Because that's just like a running theme of my life, is I just have a bunch of goofs I'm friends with.
You should definitely do that.
Yeah.
You definitely stream Jackbox pre-Endwalker.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the one that we do the night before.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it'll be a lot of fun. I was thinking about streaming like either the hide and seek or the glamour speedruns when we get closer to.
Mm.
Yeah, because I think it's just fun content. It's goofy and everything. By the way, Mira and everybody else that's in the FC, you remember those friends that came and saw me and Taki get married on game? Oh man, I have a delay.
Yes, sorry, there was a delay. I couldn't hear.
Yeah, they're definitely
Yes.
delay. That's who just gifted the 10 subs. That's Will. He and his wife showed up and watched the wedding. So they got to see the hilarity of Graha trying to ruin my wedding.
It was funny.
And I think my favorite quote was, Anna went, "I don't know what was happening, but it was hilarious." Yeah, I'm going to glaze the pan. There's going to be a lot of sizzling. The glazing is basically a process where all the stuff that's stuck to the pan gets loosened by the moisture that you add to it. And that moisture basically will then get incorporated back into my sauce because I got it out of the pan. Basically, it's a great way to like kind of scrape your pan clean and get all the good stuff in. We're not going to see as much with this just because it's a non-stick pan, but I'm trying my best to get as much flavor as I can. You can see here, actually, we'll see if you guys can see. No, I might have to move the camera for a second. You guys can see how the liquid is not really looking like lemon juice. It's more like murky water. That's because all the dissolvable solids from the mushrooms are now in there.
Oh.
Basically, I got all the leftover mushroom flavor trapped in the sauce or the liquid. Flavor. And it also, the glazing process also gives me a little bit of help controlling the moisture because the pan's so hot that some of the moisture is evaporating from the lemon juice, so I get to concentrate flavors a little bit better. So, win-win situation. So now we got all these wonderful mushrooms. I'm going to go ahead, salt, pepper them, add oil, and then I'm going to blend them up. Salt's here. Part of me is tempted to do the ancestors know for the salt, but here's a little bit of a recipe. I'd like to be able to come back here and review it to know how much I'm doing. So I'm going to start with a teaspoon. Then a teaspoon of pepper. Oh, we love a good Titania. And with most marinades, you want to have a mixture of water, acid, and oil. So the acid helps tenderize the meat proteins, while the oil helps convey fat-soluble flavors into the meat. So we're going to add some oil into this before I blend it. So try to do it controlled. I dropped it.
Okay, Sing, I gotta run away, but I'll see you later.
Have a good haircut.
Bye, Mira.
I have 4 tablespoons of oil to start with. And then we got my immersion blender. I'm using good oil too, because I don't. Frantoia oil is supposed to be like really good olive oil. Yeah, I'm sorry.
What is good olive oil?
What is good olive oil? That's a hard question because it's quite easy for companies to like trick people by adding colorants and other stuff like that to their oil to make it get the appearance of it. One of the ways I like to look at it is I want to look at the label and make sure that if it has any ingredients, that's only olive oil, so that I'm just getting straight olive oil. And then from that point, you're just trying to find something with a good flavor. You want your extra virgin olive oil to be almost spicy in taste. Not like hot spicy, but you want to have like this bitter eats to it. It's not going to burn your tongue, but you're going to definitely get kind of like, I really can't describe it as spicy. Whenever people taste it, you'll be like, oh, I see what you mean by spicy. So whenever it's extra virgin, you want it to actually taste like something, because that means it's the very first pressing. Okay, this might be loud noises. Hindsight, I wanted to use my blender instead. Oh well.
Now wants to know if they are getting scammed when they buy olive oil.
Possibly. Honestly, I wouldn't trust any oil in the United States that's labeled as Italian olive oil. There's quite literally, don't quote me on this because it might have changed since then, but there's a big deal with counterfeit olive oil due to the criminal mafia presences in Italy itself. And so some of the stuff that you're being sold is not even made from olives. It could be some not extra virgin or anything else like that. So there can be quite an issue with it. I would not normally trust products that would say, oh, it's Italian, and it's like upcharged. Like, is it? Can you be 100% sure? I don't know. Olive oil, yes, can be expensive, but really you shouldn't be buying the most expensive olive oil, because there's not going to be a huge difference unless you're actually getting it straight from the supplier, and you can actually make sure that it is, in fact, the product that they are toting. I added another 4 tablespoons of olive oil, mostly for my record keeping. It's not getting soupy like I want it to be for me. Might have to add a little bit more, but first let me taste it. Might end up adding more lemon juice.
Kari says nothing will beat authentic Sicilian olive oil.
It's really good whenever you get like good quality stuff. This is actually pretty tasty. I want to add more lemon because of the moisture of it, but I feel like it's lemony enough. It's definitely got the meatiness. I'm a little bit worried that it's not salty enough for a marinade, but it's salty enough for a sauce, so it should be fine. I don't think I'm going to mess with it. What to do. I think I'm going to switch my... Welcome to the thought process. Sometimes whatever you have planned and what you think works doesn't. You have to make do. I think I'm going to switch to a blender. I think I might get a better emulsion out of it because of the way the blades work. My emulsion blender is really great for these hot stuff, but it's not super viscous, so it's not moving around a lot. I'm sorry, it's not. It is very viscous, so it's very chunky. I also have to add some foreign stuff because if you look at it right now, camera, look in the bowl. You can see that the fat's separating, and I kind of want it to emulse. And so if it doesn't emulse in the blender, I might add a little bit of mustard, not enough for flavor, but just enough to emulse the fat with the liquid.
Did you say emulse?
Yes. So emulsify is to blend basically water and fat together so that they do not separate. Because fat does not like water. And so they usually separate. One's hydrophobic and basically doesn't like the water, so it tries to get away from it. Using an emulsifier basically connects the water to the fat in small little droplets, so it's creamier and everything is mixed together. It's like what happens with a salad dressing. The fat separates and everything else like that, but if you manually shake it, there are things in it that help maintain that emulsion for longer periods of time. And mustard has those emulsifiers in them. You guys get to meet Sane's blender. Look at it. It's so cute. It's a KitchenAid. I think I bought this one myself. No, this might have been a Christmas present.
That's a good blender.
Yeah, it's not bad. I mean, I'd love a Vitamix, but do I look like I'm made of money?
I don't know, ask
you
your
just got gifted
subscribers.
20 subs.
I did just get 20 subs.
That's $100.
Well, not directly to me. It's like 50 for me, I think.
Yeah, you get 50. Half. So putting the mixture in a blender, right?
Yes.
Is that something you can do when you're trying to make something that you're emulsifying but it's not working? Like,
Yeah.
let's say Hollandaise
Yeah.
sauce?
Yeah. In fact, actually, Hollandaise in a blender is so much easier than doing on the stove. It's absolutely a trap. If you try to do it on the stove, you might get a little bit more control over it. But if you heat up your butter and get your clarified butter, and you basically put your eggs in here, and then you stream in your vinegar solution followed by your hot butter, the friction of the blades and blending it up will make a perfect Hollandaise. It's basically, how do I put it? Hazing for culinary school to make your students make Hollandaise by hand. Yeah, it's good for their muscles and they get the experience because you don't always have a blender and everything else like that. But if you make it do them more than once, then that you're just being mean. And you guys will see how much this changes just by throwing in the blender. Loud noises, sorry. And you guys can already see the difference in consistency right there, right?
It looks a lot creamier.
Yep. That'll make a lot better sauce and marinade. So now I need to separate these. And thankfully, the process of doing all this has allowed it to cool down a lot. So I think I can go ahead and start the marinade right now instead of waiting. Locking. Put this on. I have no idea what the delay is on that. I might have sounded very off. Do one more taste. It's really good. I only got a lot stronger. Oh.
You look so satisfied with yourself.
Well, it
Like,
was
it's
all
delicious.
experiments, and I was like, I don't know if this is gonna work too well, and then it did. I'm like, oh, cool. Win. Yeah. Probably a good half to go with the chicken. Fun trick, if you need to get something into without making a mess, just turn it inside out like this. And then grab like a little container. And then you put the bag in. Did I show you guys this trick last time? Seems familiar.
I don't think you did.
Okay.
Sorry, you break up a little bit on Discord, but your stream audio is still great, so I'm gonna listen to the stream audio.
Yeah. I think that's what Mira did. I think she turned off Discord completely, just so that her talking head was there.
Mal says those cooking methods are too advanced for me.
Which ones? Using a blender? Emulsifying? Nothing's too advanced for anybody. There's everyone is capable. Taki's home.
Hello, stream.
Hello.
Goodbye, stream.
Hi, Taki.
Oh shit!
What?
I forgot that you put somebody.
Yeah, I have a Kirby. I got Kirby and Crimson in chat right now. And I don't know if he's still watching or Will is watching. So I'm doing a nice cool clean method here. I put some water and soap in my blender. Now it's easy to clean. Don't really have to worry about too much else. I'll have to do a little bit of a rinse and scrub, but easy cash money. Okay. Now, I gotta get the chicken in marinated. I got chicken legs and thighs, because that's what the picture shows. But you could just do this with bone-in chicken thighs. You could probably even do it with bone-in chicken breast. I'm just trying to be accurate. But you do want the bone because the bone helps with flavor and integrity whenever you're doing the smoking process. What the? Okay. Sure. What? Oh! Okay. Hey, wait a minute. I'm gonna wash my hands real quick. I have raw chicken on them. Oh, Yukari says, Taki, my love. Cooking. Well, you know, it takes practice over time. Like, yeah, I'm a chef and I have a lot of these skills, but there's plenty of at-home cooks that can cook just as good as I can, especially on certain things. My sister-in-law is way better cakes than I am. I literally went to school for it. It just depends on the skills, the amount of time that you want to put into it. I'm tossing the chicken to make sure everything is nice and coated in the marinade. And I'm going to take out the air. I'm going to pop this in the fridge so that I can marinate a little bit more before I smoke it. While we're waiting, let's make my rub.
Al says that they just follow recipes most of the time and hope that it turns out well.
That's honestly the best way to go about it. So a lot of people they try to tackle a recipe and then they try to change things as they go. If you follow recipes to a T, you'll usually get the results that the person intends. And then the more you cook, the more you can realize, okay, I don't like this much, I don't like that much. I realize I've done a recipe that worked really well here using this method. I'm going to do this method instead. And then you get a little more and more comfortable with it, the more exposure you have to the different kind of recipes and techniques out there. Make a spice blend. So I was looking up a lot of different spice blends for smokers, and oh my gosh, they have like paprika, garlic, every single thing under the sun, and like a lot of them have like a lot of sugar in it. This recipe doesn't have any sugar in it, so I think I'm going to avoid doing that. So I think I'm going to start off with about a teaspoon of salt, teaspoon of pepper, and then probably a tablespoon of the mushroom powder, and see how that does. I'm going to zest a whole lemon because I can't put the liquid in the rub. So I'm going to do the zest. The zest has a lot of oils and flavors in it. So the lemon zest should hopefully come through pretty well. Oh my gosh, it smells amazing. Do you guys know what like a ramen packet smells like? That's what this smells like, is a ramen packet.
Is there mushroom powder or in ramen packets?
I wouldn't be surprised if there was. A whole tablespoon of mushroom powder. This is porcini mushrooms as well. I couldn't find white button mushroom powder, so it's not exactly a cream top mushroom, but I'm doing my best.
Well, there are porcini mushrooms in Final Fantasy anyway, so.
Yeah, like, I'm sorry I can't find exactly a cream top mushroom, Yoshi P. That thing doesn't even really exist. You put a picture of a white button mushroom. I'm going to tell you right now, white button mushrooms don't taste like cream at all. Oh, bless you, May. May just had a little sneezy. Dusting, you want to learn a little trick? Everybody wants to take a microplane, and they want to rub this way, and they rub back and forth. If you do that, whenever you go back, you're flattening out your ridges on this, and so it gets more and more dull over time. And then if you're doing it this way, it's hard to see what you're doing. So I just flip this over, and then I zest like this. And it collects on the top, and I can see where I'm going. And so I get a nice clean zest. I only get the top. I don't get any of that white stuff. The white stuff's pith, and pith is very bitter. That's why we don't eat the skin on our oranges or lemons or limes, because it's super bitter, and the white part. But the very top is super fragrant and citrusy. That's where lemon oil, orange oil, and everything comes from.
Nal says that reminds me of the White Knight dude from the anime Food Wars.
Oh. I don't think I've actually seen Food Wars. That's one of those ones that Taki's been like, you should watch Food Wars! And I haven't done it yet.
She is 100%
I've been
right.
suggested Food Wars.
That anime is so good. I love it.
I've seen
I
clips
think you'd
of
get a
it.
kick out of it.
I've seen a lot of clips of it. The main character pisses me off a little bit, because he's so cocky. I know chefs like that.
I say kind of changes later in the anime. Like, I don't find him as cocky later on, so it kind of mellows out.
Okay. I mean, I'm all
So
for
is
like
that the
chef.
zest an entire lemon?
Yeah, I zested an entire lemon. I actually have backup lemons in case this is not enough lemons. I went to the store yesterday to get my mushrooms, and I was like, maybe I should grab more lemons. I think I'm down pretty low on lemons. I was.
Did you zest the lemon before you used the lemon juice? Like,
Yes.
did you zested the lemon from the lemon juice you used for the mushrooms?
Yes, I could have. And I probably should have, to be honest. But I was doing it in a certain order, and so I had to juice before I zested, and so it just didn't come to mind. Normally, if I was a little bit more coherent, I probably would have done that way. So this is what the spice blend is currently looking like. I might actually add more salt. I'm going to give it a taste. Believe it or not, you can taste your spice rubs. There's nothing wrong with tasting spice rubs.
Your chat is currently talking about how good Food Wars is.
Okay, so I gotta watch Food Wars. I have a stream where I'll watch Food Wars. Actually, I don't think I can do that. Oh no. I'm gonna have to break the recipe from the game. Because if I do this as just a spice blend, it's just not good.
So what are you gonna add to it?
Sugar. Not a lot, but just enough. Where's my brown sugar? There it is. So it needs a little bit of sweetness to kind of curb all the flavors that are in there and to like meld it out. Because right now it goes from like lemon straight into mushroom, straight into salt, straight into pepper, and I'm not feeling it. I feel like a little bit of brown sugar will help bring it all together.
Arius says, "Sweet it up, Daddy."
Oh, you know I will. A lot of rubs will have some sort of sugar in there too to eat it, and they'll use oil to help bind it, which is what I'm going to end up doing. Welcome to my chef life. I use entirely too many spoons. Crimson got the sniffles. That's much better.
Oh shit! I thought I was muted. Sorry.
You're fine. This tastes much better with a little bit of the brown sugar in there. So, I'm going to rub one of the rest of the chicken thighs with that, and then I'm going to salt and pepper the other ones real quick. First, though, I'm going to clean up a little bit, so I don't get chicken juice all over everything. I don't think I need this. I need salt and pepper. I don't need the sugar. Aha. Okay, we have this, we have that. Oh, you almost broke something, Poppy. Oh no. I'm gonna do my seasoning on the cutting board because it'll be like, ooh, actually, no, I'm gonna want to put the finished product on the cutting board. I'm gonna season this on a sheet here. This is a good song.
Mal says the worst part about cooking is cleaning up afterwards when you just want to eat and your only desire is napping.
Yep. And I did not get very good chicken thighs. They butchered the hell out of these. They like just took a buzzsaw to them. Jeez. Really eats this thing though.
What is a good butcher chicken thigh?
One that wasn't done by a machine. You can look right here. They kind of sawed it, and so the marrow is like revealed and everything else like that. If you get someone that's actually like not like actually manually taken apart, like that's done at the butcher in your local grocery store, that's gonna be a lot better. I have like a chunk of something that I want to cut off real quick. Watch and make sure that you don't end up in the seam. Why did they give me this? This is not even, I'm tossing this. This is like all just like bad meat. I mean a chicken thigh. I actually have more chicken thighs than I expected. I'll do 3 with the rub, and then I'll do 2 without the rub. Whenever you rub, you want to make sure it's like all over the meat, because you want every part of it to be covered with the flavor. You don't want to be shy. Hey. It smelled good when you came in? No? Didn't smell good at all?
Spicy.
It smells spicy. Mushrooms. Oh man, this rub is so tacky because the mushrooms are absorbing the liquid.
Wearing socks.
You're wearing socks with sandals? Oh my god. That was a good one.
She get all wet.
I was gonna make a reference to something, but I don't know if there's anybody that has like bloody hands in Final Fantasy. I'm not using soap because I'm gonna just transfer right over to doing salt and pepper on the other thighs. So. I'll note that the amount of rub I made probably could have done a full 2 pounds of thighs, but I'm not doing 2 pounds of each of these thighs, so. And just a little bit of salt and pepper for the ones that are going to get soft afterwards. Here we go. A little pepper. A little pep in your step. Okay. Time to wash my hands. These are going to sit, I'm going to keep them out of room temperature for right now because I don't want them to get too cold before they go on the smoker. Because I want them to actually cook and everything. If they're very cold, that might be a problem. Mostly through the marinated ones in the fridge because the marinade is still a little bit warm.
Now has started a Divinity 2 playthrough.
Yes! What character are you playing with? Probably custom. I remember you talking about how you like the custom. Oh yeah, you get sidetracked so easy in that game too. Oh, I forgot to use oil. Well, didn't really need it. I probably should drizzle some on. And drizzle a little oil on the chicken. I'm gonna have to rub the meat, the stuff into the. I should just move it over. 1 second. There we go. Oh, that's much better. This is coating so much better just because I added the oil. I was a dummy, I forgot. See, even professional chefs make mistakes. Okay, so my grill is not really huge for smoking. So for you in the chat that can't smoke your chicken, I'm going to do an alternate method as well where I do it in the oven. So I'm going to set the oven to 400 degrees so you get a nice little roast on. If you want to get some smoke flavor in there, you can always add liquid smoke to your baked chicken. Liquid smoke is basically a little bottle. What they do is they basically smoke something, but then they take the residue of the smoke and usually dissolve it in some sort of liquid. So for this one, they did water, they had a little bit of soy sauce, and some smoke flavor to it to kind of mimic the flavor of smoke. So I don't think I'm going to add this to it because I want to see what it tastes like whenever it's not smoked chicken. But this is a possibility that you can add for your baked versions. Okay. I think it's time to get my grill going. Hello. Ready to go. Looking for my lighter. 1 second. Here be. Okay, I got a lighter. I'm gonna make sure that I'm all set up outside before I take you guys out there so you can see what I'm doing. So, actually,
Taking us with you?
I'm gonna take you just yet. I think I might go light the coals, and then take you guys out there whenever I actually set it up because I have to show you guys how to do the smoker setup. So, But I'll go light the coals. They take about 15 minutes to heat up. So I'll do that and come back and we can chat a little bit before we actually set up the grill and get stuff smoking. So I have my charcoals going in here. Oh, this might be hot. I might have to... Yep, I'm going to have to grab a thing to grab it real quick. 1 second. So you can see the chimney I have here. I got all these wonderful coals going. Put this down here because it's very hot. I'm going to move the charcoals just a little bit to give them more variety in the space, keep them nice and together so they can continue to burn. I'm going to keep them as low as possible on here because I do not want them to be too hot in there because I don't want my chicken to burn. So what I have here are some wood chips that have been soaking in water. You can see that the water has a lot of color. You might not be able to see it. I'm going to sprinkle these on there so they can start to smoke. That should be enough on there. And then I'm going to put the grates back on. We're already starting to get some good smoke going on there. Okay. I'm going to close this for right now. I need to go inside and grab the chicken. I'll be right back.
This is so interesting.
You have a question?
Nah. I'm just looking at something in the FC.
You see all the smoke coming out, guys?
I would hope so if you're smoking them.
Well, do you guys see it on stream?
Yeah, I see the smoke.
Okay, good.
Is there like a preference? Like, do you like to do like manual smoking, or do you think liquid smoke is better?
You're gonna get a better flavor out of the manual smoke, hands down. It just can be quite a process to do. As you can see, like I had to set up all of this, I had to put the wood chips on and everything else like that. I'm gonna put the meat on. I'm gonna put it skin side down so the skin absorbs a lot of that smoky flavor. Actually might have enough room for 4 on here, so I might do 2 of the rubbed ones. I have 3 of them total. I'll do 1 of the marinated. Whoa. Okay. And then I just close it so I can trap the smoke. I need to keep the top going because if I close it off completely, I'm not going to get too much. I'm not going to get enough air circulation in there. It might stifle itself. I'm going to close it a little bit more than this. Oh, just so I can build up heat. Because I do want to cook a little bit. And then on the side, I have an air intake valve. It's partially open, so the air can go in. I'll have to check on this every so often, but I'll bring you guys back inside, and you guys will get to see the end results after it's done.
Excited.
You can also get a thing called a smoking gun, which does like cold smoke, which would work really well as well. It burns like little pellets. They sell them in fancy stores like Sur La Table and stuff. If you want to smoke a little bit easier that way. You can also do it on the stovetop technically, but I didn't have the equipment for it. But it is possible. Had a spill in Isle May.
Oh, not me.
Oh no, May didn't cause it, but it's near her food.
Are you taking the kids
You
out?
always cook chicken on a wire rack.
I'm wanting to get a little bit more of the similar kind of effect, so I'm doing a wire rack. You could probably do it just on a sheet pan. I just want to get more air circulation around it.
Makes sense.
And then we have our marinated one. And then I need to clean up my mess. Oh, that is not skin side up. That's skin side up. For the oven, I want skin side up. So if I do skin side down, I'm not going to get nearly as crisp of a crust. And then we'll see what we get out of this. Let me see if I can bring this over without making spilled juices everywhere. So on the left, oh, hello there, Jester. So I guess it's actually your right. Yes, that's the marinated. The center is the regular salt and pepper, and the one on the right, oh, sorry, no. Rub's on the right, marinade's on the left. This is marinade. This is the rub. You can see there's a difference in the color, definitely. I think the rub was able to take a lot more color because there was not as much moisture. We got a good browning on the regular salt and pepper, and then the marinated looks kind of good. I don't think it's, from appearance standpoint, I don't think it's the way to go. I think the rub is, but we'll see how they taste once they've cooled. So this side is the rub, while this side is the marinade, and the center is the regular. I think the rub works very well so far. Big fan of that. Granted, the regular is working pretty good too, so we'll see how well it goes with the sauce. So you can see here, see if I can get it in. My camera's not going to want to focus. We've got some smoke rings on here. The chicken's nicely done. Got some good color on there. I'm going to try the sauced one first.
It looks juicy.
It's very juicy. The smoke flavor is nice. The problem I'm having with the sauced one is like, I feel like the smoked chicken, which is salt and pepper, is good enough. I don't think it needs the mushroom or the lemon in the sauce version. So I don't think it, like, if you're going to just do smoked chicken and you didn't want to do with the rub or the marinade, just do the smoked chicken. Don't bother with the sauce. Like, it's good enough as it is. Salt, pepper, good meat. Comes out pretty good.
Can you not taste the mushroom?
Oh, you can. You can taste the mushroom and the lemon a lot, but like the chicken itself by itself was really good. Like, I don't think it needed the mushroom or lemon with it for the sauce. Now that might be a different case whenever we get to the marinated and the rub ones. So let me try the marinated. Nice and pretty. Marinated one's tender. The smoke flavor is really nice. The mushroom and the lemon complement it nicely. I think that if I was to redo the marinated one, I'd take time to like take the marinade off of it because I think that inhibited the browning a little bit. But I picked up the smoke flavor really nicely. And it is very tender. My personal preference though, I still prefer the non-marinated one because it's crispier overall.
Is the marinated one juicier at all? No.
Yes. Definitely juicier. Almost fatty.
I would prefer juicier over G.
Yeah, if you like crisp, crunchy chicken, the regular is good to go. If you like a juicy chicken, the marinade is great. I have high hopes though for this one because, like, look at this. Like, oop, hello, focus. There we go. You got nice juicy center. You got beautiful color. Like, oh my gosh, that looks like the picture where it has a nice darkened color, all the you're browning and everything on it. I took a big bite.
Oh, that looks so good.
I don't regret it. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, wow. The one for the rub, you can't taste the brown sugar in any sense of imagination. Like, I was expecting to taste some barbecue sweetness to it. I can't taste the salt. I can't taste the pepper. I can't taste the mushroom or the lemon. All I can taste is just very juicy, lightly crisp on the outside, smoky chicken. And I think that's the goal. Like, as much as I would be like, let's increase the flavor of everything so that you can taste it more, I think that the goal was those flavors to complement the chicken. Plus, your experience. Oh, we gotta go, guys. We gotta go do a dungeon right now. I got food on. I popped my food.
All your classes are at 80.
All my classes. Oh man, no. And Walker needs to come out sooner. Definitely the rub. I think the rub complements the chicken the best, and actually is more of the goal of this recipe is to complement it instead of making mushroom and lemon the main flavor. We'll see how well the non-smoked version is in a second and compare it. But I definitely like the rub. I think it's a very good way to make the chicken. If you wanted more mushroom and lemon flavor in there, of course, you just put more rub on there, and you can control it from there. But I don't think it's necessary. But let's go ahead and I'm gonna move those chickens to the side so I can cut up the oven chickens. Right side. I mean, I'm probably gonna put them in a baggie because I'm gonna be the one eating all of them. But Taki doesn't like smoked chicken.
Aki doesn't like smoked chicken?
Well, she doesn't like dark meat, which
Oh, he
is fair.
doesn't like food. Only Dr. Pepper.
Dr. Pepper's a food. These smell fantastic. I cannot wait to shred them up. Many things she's given some. I'm sorry. No chicken for pie. Nice. The rub. Regular. And the marinade. Nice. Kind of. This skin is so crispy. There we go. I want to get some crispy skin in there too. and some marinade. You're staring at this too much. I'm gonna watch you. I don't need it. You don't need it. We're gonna keep an eye out for May. Make sure she doesn't grab any chicken. So I'm gonna start in the same order. We have the oven one. You can see we got some good color on it. Nice and juicy. Tastes like baked chicken. Skin's crispy. The sauce goes very well with this. Because without it, there's nothing really special about the chicken because it's not smoked, so there's no other flavor besides chicken. So if you do this in the oven without the smoke and you do like liquid smoke, put it in the sauce, and I think that's a great way to do it. May, you're sniffing around there, and I'm thinking you're going to get some chickens, and I don't want you to. Okay, and then we have the marinated one. That's weird. Oddly tough, despite the marinade. I think it needed higher
Chicken?
heat. Yeah,
Higher heat.
yeah. I think that the smoking process probably helped with the tenderizing a little bit. And the oven was not. Yeah, I don't think the oven was hot enough because the marinade's so wet because it has all those mushrooms, the lemon juice, and everything in it. I think that the wetness caused the chicken to be like boiled in the oven instead of roasted. Verdict is chicken is good. So far, we're on the last tasting, but I think that the spice rub is the best, Mira. Interesting. You can taste the brown sugar in the rub for the baked one. I think it's because there's no smoke flavor to compete with it. You really can't taste the mushroom or the lemon. It's mostly pepper, a little bit of sweetness, and then just good umami chicken flavor. Interesting. And thank you all so much for coming as well. Those of you that aren't going to stick, those of you that came for the cooking stream, thank you so much. Hopefully we're going to do more of these soon because the cookbook will be coming out. I want to make that roll and berry cheesecake. I want to make the quiche and everything else like that. So definitely more of these in the future. Hopefully lots of fun shenanigans in the future as well. So please remember to follow. And if you like my content, please make sure that you sub or send bits or anything else like that. Any bit of cheering goes a long way and helps me buy better cameras and other stuff like that. I'm going to basically put everything I earn back into making my streams bigger and better and more fun for you guys. And of course, sending food to my FC mates. So but thank you again, and I will see you guys soon for some Final Fantasy XIV. The critically acclaimed Final Fantasy XIV online with a free trial through Heaven's Board, including with no cap on playtime. So I will check you all again soon.